my face, big and smiling, except actually I'm not smiling. I'm really pissed off because this whole process is taking so much time and I just want to take me in your hand. I'm an impatient guy sometimes, and I want to do things very quickly. I want to do a lot of things myself. I want to learn a lot about the process because I really like the process, and I like the idea of helping other people with the process if that's part of their creative journey. And I think that in doing this, I have to check my own impatience versus the reality that I'm facing. But there are times when my impatience and reality are not gelling, and I'll get to that in a second. That's Where are we? Many of you are probably wondering about the question that this video is titled, which is where the hell is Iron Lung? And I know that it is approaching 4 months since the release. And if you know anything about how movies get released and then they go up on digital for purchase or rent later, that's not usually how long it goes. Right now, I am in France. I am in the Cannes Film Festival. I am there for one day. I left in the morning and I arrived the day of the event that I'm supposed to be on a panel of, with which YouTube invited me to, and also MK2, who helped with the European distribution of Iron Lung, and I am there to talk about my experiences with the movie and also give you a release date for when the movie is going to be available for digital purchase and rent. And that date is at the end of the month. Well, that doesn't sound certain, does it? Well, according to the call that I had with YouTube a little bit ago, today, I had to put a pause to that video because I recorded that before I left for where I am right now, which is at the Cannes Film Festival. The Cannes. It's the Blue Lagoon situation all over again. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I am too embarrassed to ask anyone how it is pronounced. And then I looked up on YouTube, and the YouTube pronunciation videos are completely unhelpful because it's like getting recipes. You know, you need a 5-minute life story before they tell you how to pronounce Cannes. Who's got a leaf blower at Cannes? I had to stop that video because it was a lot of me being frustrated at the process, me trying to explain what an aggregator even was, which you don't care about, and which I probably already talked about, and justifying why it's taken so long when I don't feel like any of that matters right now. And that maybe is a sleep deprivation because I've only gotten 2 hours in about the last 48. But I'm here and people are asking me questions. So many people have been very congratulatory about it releasing and it going out there. And so many people ask me, yeah, how'd you do it? You know, what did you do? What's the recipe? What's the secret? How do you do it? And you know, they wouldn't believe me if I told them. They wouldn't believe me that I didn't really have a plan to make this happen. That I just asked you guys and you did it. I don't know if it's the tiredness, but it reminds me of the night that I knew Iron Lung was done. I don't think I ever talked about this. It was pretty close to the release date, January 30th. It was like a week before or maybe 2 weeks before. And I dropped off Lixian at his hotel because he was in town helping out finish the movie. Sam was too. And I was driving home and I felt it. I felt this like bubbling cauldron of emotion just right up to my neck, just threatening to bubble out. And I was driving home and I had a 20-minute drive, right? So I'm forcing it down. I'm not going to do that. Just forcing it down. I have to stay on the road, you know. I can't see through the tears if I start crying. And some part of me knows that it's done, that the 3 years of labor is done, and it's time to let go. I don't know what part of the brain that is or what part of the body that is, but you can feel it in your teeth, right? You feel this weight start to slip off, and it's going to be slightly traumatic when it does, but it needs to happen. So I get home, and I walk in, and I go to Amy, and I say, I think it's done. And she goes, really? And I go, yeah. And then I just break down. I break down for 30 minutes straight. I cried, just curled up in a ball and cried. Not out of sadness. This isn't a sadness thing. It's just this immense pressure falling off, and it takes so long for it to fall off. It's like a dump truck that's got like an entire bed of gravel to get out, and it's got to trickle out. And I just sat there on my couch and I cried for 30 minutes because that's how much it built up. And I know I know some of you are a champion of curling up in a ball at home and crying. I know that pales in comparison to the marathon sessions that some of you have been able to endure. But this doesn't usually happen for me. I don't think until then I realized just how much I had pushed myself to make this movie, among all the other things that I was pushing myself about, trying to juggle everything. And I think it might have been worth it. I think it might have just been worth it because I'm here with the leaf blower. And I'm at cons, and I've been invited in to talk, and people really want to know my thoughts and ideas about the future as if I am an authority on it, and I'm not. But that's okay. I'm good at bullshitting. And so when I looked at that other video, I looked at it and I was like, what do I have to complain about? I'm sorry it's later than I thought it'd be, but it's coming out May 30th first, in as many international territories as I can make work, because I was putting in what's called the avails sheet into the system, which is just a big spreadsheet, giving information and identification for the project metadata, right? And I submit it, and I upload it, and it's broken. The whole account that they made for me is broken. It doesn't work at all. And I realize that we're all just figuring it out. Oh my God. We're all just figuring it out. Because they told me that those systems were made like 13 years ago, and almost all the studios that were ever brought into the system were all brought in at that time, and that they don't really do it anymore, which means that they have to dust off the manual and dust everywhere. God. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Then I will be an aggregator for whatever good that means. But it does mean that I can help other people get their projects on to a platform, YouTube Movies. If you didn't know, it's releasing exclusively on YouTube Movies because I figured you guys are already here anyway. It made the most sense. They were the people that would talk to me because I don't know how many other companies would have or even give me a chance of doing something like this. And I don't know if it'll make much of a difference, but hey, at least I'll be in a position that I could do something about something. And that's a position that I wouldn't have been in if it wasn't for you guys. So I am really grateful. I'm really excited to just focus on YouTube for a bit. I'm really excited about that. That's something that I've been wanting for a long time. And I've got a lot of other exciting opportunities that I got to keep in mind are very fortunate to even have a chance at doing them. And that's what matters. So in summary, keep this succinct towards the end, unlike what I always do. May 31st is when it's going to release. Not 100% sure how many countries, but it'll be really quickly after that when the rest of them go up, if it's not a whole bunch in the beginning. YouTube Movies, thank you Fede and Santiago and Neil, CEO Neil. We got a picture together at some point. But Fede and Santiago have been instrumental. You don't know who they are, but they're good people. I am unbelievably tired. I am so sleep deprived. I am going to go lay down and I am going to fall asleep, and then I hopefully will wake up in time to make my flight back home, which is, I have to leave this hotel in 12 hours. So that's just enough sleep for me to recover. So thank you. And as always,